Let's talk poverty and income distribution. The government defines a poor family as one whose total income is less than the amount needed to satisfy middle or minimal needs. The Census Bureau determines the poverty threshold, the income level below that which is needed to support a household or a family. The poverty line or poverty threshold varies with your family size. If I'm a single guy and I'm making 100 grand a year, I'm doing pretty well. If I'm married, my wife doesn't work, and I have 5 kids and I'm making 100 grand a year, things are going to get tight. Things are going to be a little bit tougher. So the poverty threshold will raise or lower depending on how many people are in the household. In 2017, the poverty threshold was $16,210 for a single parent under the age of 65 with 1 child. The threshold was $24,600 for a family of 4 with 2 children. The poverty rate is the percentage of people who live in households below the poverty threshold. So if 1 in 100 lives below the poverty rate, then our poverty threshold, then our poverty rate would be 1%. Today, some studies say that 1 in 5 children live in houses that are below the poverty threshold. So the poverty rate for children would be around 20%. The poverty rate varies among different groups. Among African Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans, it is more than twice as high as white Americans. The causes of poverty include unemployment, lack of education, and discrimination based on race and gender. Many poor people live in areas such as inner cities or isolated rural areas where there are very little access to high-paying jobs. Other causes of poverty include economic slowdowns and the increasing number of single-parent families. The United States has millions of poor people, but it also has the world's highest per capita GDP. This is because of income distribution. The way income is distributed among the population is unequal. The richest 20% of the population earns more income than the rest of the population combined. That means the top 20%, you take the 1 in 5 and add up all of their income, and they make more than the other 4 out of 5 people combined. The government spends billions of dollars on programs designed to reduce poverty. In addition to government actions, there's many private groups who also work to decrease poverty and help people who are living in poverty. The government encourages these actions by allowing people to take tax deductions for charitable contributions. So if I make $100,000 and I take $50,000 and I give it to my church to help the poor, I'm only going to be taxed on the $50,000 I kept. That is often, that amount that I give to charity can be at times deducted from my income. And here are your questions for this section.